I wanted to kind of kick things off with your review of Tenet. Now, this is a movie that you and I have been waiting for months and months to go see. I know that you took another road trip to Scranton to kind of check it out. So without further ado, let us know exactly how you felt about it. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it awesome? Was it so-so? How was it?
Again, thank you for those who watched my reaction video coming out of the theater on our Facebook page. That was a lot of fun to do. So yes, the movie was good, but this movie failed to be epic. It failed to be great. And let me tell you something. I hold Christopher Nolan to another standard. So the effects were awesome. Yes, the story was convoluted, but that didn't really take me out. What really bothered me was you get these build-ups, a build-up,
right.
And then you get a small, great action scene with the inverted timeline going, and it's cool, but it's brief. And then there's more build-up, and then we get another cool scene, and it's brief. And then, so yeah, that's what bothered me. There just wasn't enough. There was stuff there, but just wasn't enough. And yes, I recommend if you're lucky enough to see this in the theaters, earplugs. I do have a problem. The sound was definitely an issue. It wasn't the main reason why this movie failed to be great. It was more so that the movie could have been more. Bottom line, this movie should have been more. It's still a good flick. You expect more from Nolan, and I think Warner Brothers was onto something where they didn't want to play the movie right away. I think they knew that the movie, should have got better results, both in box office and the way it was executed. And this movie probably should have been postponed to next year. And I think this is one of the things where the studio was right over the director. There really wasn't a great twist, really. Like I said, the movie was good, not great. So my consensus, I would give it a 7 out of 10. And again, that's not a good rating for a Nolan flick.
Right. And that seems to go along with some of the stuff I've been reading. Cinema Score gave it like a B. Some of the other movie review sites have kind of said that it's not Nolan's best. So
I would agree with that.
Yeah. And I mean, that's really disappointing because I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan. I love the Dark Knight trilogy and The Prestige and a lot of the other films that he's done. But I do kind of feel like his last few movies have been a little convoluted, Interstellar, being one where I'm kind of a little iffy on. So I don't know if you've seen Interstellar or not.
Yes,
but,
I have. In fact,
but
I saw it recently.
How would you rate this against a movie like that versus?
I like it more than Interstellar.
Okay, so it's better than
better than Interstellar, but it's not better than Inception. That's just my humble opinion, and it's nowhere near the Dark Knight movies.
Okay.
This movie does deserve multiple viewings because anytime you involve time travel, you need to watch it again to see. You'll know what I'm talking about. It deserves at least 2 viewings. But
right.
I'm not going to go back to the theater to see it again. I can wait till it comes eventually on demand.
Sure. Now, one of the complaints that I've heard from other pundits is that they had a hard time following the plot. So how do you feel about that? Was it something like where you had pockets where you really didn't understand what was going on, or was it just that it was really slow, or the pacing was weird?
Slow.
Okay. All right.
That's how I felt. It's like I said, you get these build-ups, and then there's just not enough payoff.
Right.
With the way they built it up, you expected more of a payoff.
Right.
Again, the story was convoluted, yes, but that wasn't it wasn't that convoluted. It's just, it just, like I said, it failed to be great.
Right. Now, do you think that, from a commercial standpoint, we know that this movie isn't doing nearly as well as some of Nolan's other films, and we know that that's largely in part to the pandemic and having to kind of deal with that. Do you kind of predict this as being one of his, maybe even his first flop? Because we know that this took about $250 million to make. It's only cleared about $100 million so far in its first weekend. So, I mean, we know that it needs to make about $800 million to be considered a success. Do you predict that that might happen, or do you think that there's no chance?
No
that it's gonna
chance.
get there?
No
Okay.
chance in hell, man. I think between the pandemic and the reviews, I think it's going to kill it. Yes, it's going to be a flop. But I will say this. This is going to be I believe this will be like a cult movie, because I feel like people will eventually either will get around to it, or people who have seen it will watch it again. I think later down the line it may get appreciated more. Again, the ambition was there and you can appreciate that, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna bring in, again, it failed to be epic, and it's not gonna bring in the money it's supposed to be. I think Christopher Nolan really jumped the gun way too quick.